Good morning, everyone. Morning. We're back. We are back. Yeah. Sorry I was away for a bit. Didn't manage to get on stream while away, traveling, sister's wedding and all that stuff, but back, and you've had some pretty good price action, at least yesterday you have. So let's just go over for a review of where we're at. We can move some of these around. Let's thin that down, and we're going to put one at the highs. Okay, so while I was away last Tuesday, right, we created the high. There's your failed breakout on your weekly model for those that trade with me. Look at the Tuesday, there's your Monday, and then we trade back down. All right, so yesterday, what did we start to do? We started to liquidate these buyers. Okay, we talk about this all the time. These buyers up here who've been playing dips to try and move higher got stuck yesterday. Why? Because this was resistance, support, and yesterday you liquidated them and then you took their stops and we traded down. What have we done here? Well, we failed, never got a close above the top Bollinger on this day here, on the Tuesday, and we've done a mean reversion, all right? 5-day, 20-day. 5-day, look how aggressively the 5-day is pointing down now. What would I like to see? Probably some form of consolidation here. Now, on the daily, are we still bullish? Yes, technically, we're still bullish, right? High highs, high lows, high highs, high lows, like here, we can still produce a higher low. It's possible. It's absolutely possible. But what I think is more likely to happen is a bit of a battle, right? Because you can see seasonality is starting to play out. August, we tend to have this sell-off, which we're starting to see. It's a decent sell-off so far. Coming back into some key levels. Do I want to get short down here? Is this location good for a short? No, it's not. So what do we want to see? We want to see this 5-day and 20-day start to merge together and cross. And if we can get this push up on a daily, make sure you can all hear me. If we can get this push up on a daily back into these kind of levels here, all right, we'll be looking for a short for at least a retest of this low. And if we get continuation, where we're going to come lower bowl band, all right? We talked about this, I think, here before I left. I said, look how they're contracting. They will start to expand. You start to see that expansion. And now it's possible if we want to start trending down, all right, and hunting some of this liquidity and higher time frame, coming back down to these guys down here, which is where I'd like to see us trade to, right? Then we can have this open up and the 5-day, 20-day trade down with us. So that's what I'd like to see long term. What does that mean today? Well, I don't like the short location. You guys had a great short location yesterday. So it's possible today we get some form of like lower time frame, hourly push up, and can we meet it with sellers for a trade back down, at least to retest these lows. So we need to think about, if we're going to get long or short, where we're going to do that. So let's just flip into the hourly charts and we can have a look at all these levels. All right, so here was pain point yesterday. This was very controlled selling, which we've had numerous times, but we left them stuck, and here was your short trigger, all right? And then we were aiming for that. So that's your TP1. Once we get stuck here, you have an SBR down there. That was a very clean trade for those of you who took it yesterday. All right here, that support became resistance, and there's your trade lower. One thing I want to note on NQ, we've left this, I think we've left this, I'm going to triple check this. I'm pretty sure we've left this low, 330s. We have, all right? So I'm interested if we come back for that. Definitely interested if we come back for that. So in an ideal sort of day, we'll see some drive up to either point of control. Maybe we come into some thin structure up here, 500, 520. If it really gets going, 620. And then I'm looking for a trade back down to retest this low. If we stay heavy, we're going to take this liquidity. If we stay heavy, we're going to keep driving. If we steal this liquidity and turn around, then I'm just going to take my profits down here if we do that. Which means potentially, okay, potentially there's a long back up here and then a short. I don't know if it comes this far or just into here or doesn't make it at all. I'm going to focus on the short today. It's my first day back. I want to just let this do its thing, build the liquidity to upside before it offers another short. So ideally 1, 2, and then a short rotation back down. All right, that's what I would ideally like. You don't have to play the same thing. They might offer some longs back up. What are the levels I'm looking at then? Previous day value area low, which we're currently sort of trading up 23s. Point of control yesterday, we might as well call it 475. Value area high, which is an old anchored view up off a big high time frame pivot. All right, so I am interested in a trade up in this kind of location up here. Let's just call it 580 to 620. If we start reclaiming 620s and going up here, I'm much, much less interested in the short. All right. I want to see short sellers take control of this market somewhere down here. If we start getting up here, I'm not looking for a short in there because it becomes very dangerous because we've built liquidity here to go and take. So want to be careful of this move. Don't think it happens today, later in the week or next week. So we're very, very aware of that. Shorts need to maintain and control today. We don't have much news today. You have FOMC minutes later. They might be important. It's possible that they're important given that we didn't do, well, the last FOMC, JP was very, very hawkish and wasn't really willing to talk about much. So we'll see. We had some Fed talk yesterday, I think. I haven't managed to catch up in much news. So if you guys know if there was like a big reason for that technical sell-off, other than the technicals, if there was something that was said or whatever, please let me know in chat. I'm all ears. I was on a 13-hour flight back yesterday. We can have a little look at the liquidity on the book. Let's go up to lower time frame as well. Let's come up here. And you can see where we're starting to hold, the areas I'm interested in. Let's move to the mag, have a quick look. Oh, one thing I did want to talk about here, actually, before I forget, is the ETFs. All right, let's go to a daily on the spiders. Spiders, all right, coming down to a pretty big key level. All right, if SPY wants to hold this kind of level here, all right, it can still trade upside. If SPY starts failing under here and getting stuck, all right, this is where we're going to see a bigger rotation. So I have got my eyes on the level that we're trading at right now. All right, we might need a session or two of doing a bit of a dance. But if we start getting stuck underneath here, there is a deeper move possible on the SPY. QQQ in a very different position, right? Already well underneath that. And really looking like it might want to come down here at some point this year, which would be very nice for long term. VIX, by the way, it really hasn't moved that much. I was quite surprised to come back and see that. All right, if we go to low time frame, it is basically still in the same channel it's been in since I left. All right, we are just trading really from sort of 1660s to 1420s. All right, if VIX starts basing above 1660s, 1617s, then we're going to go upside on VIX. We'll see more downside pressure. So watching that, let's have a quick look at the mag. I haven't really checked any of these since it's been away, so it's good to check. All right, a bit of a pullback from Apple. So gapping down here, selling off a little bit from Apple. Where are we trading into? Sorry, I've got to get my bearings. Haven't been away for so long. Trading into this pool of liquidity right here. All right, so Apple might want to try and hold that to make a move higher. Failing underneath, obviously, then we get a collapse. Amazon. Looks like the same kind of idea. Just trend down yesterday, selling off overnight. Where are we trading into? Amazon wants to trade back into here then, 25s. All right, so this would be a breakout, retest. Can it double bottom to go higher or to retest at least up here? All right, so breakout, retest. Does it double bottom to retest supply? Goog. Already trading into this pool of liquidity, starting to break down a little bit. Well, you want to be a bit careful there on Goog. Again, gapping down, holding previous day lows. Meta, gapping down under previous day lows. These are all fairly heavy here this morning. Microsoft actually gapping up above previous day lows over PDC. Relative strength there. Nvidia, flat. Tesla, slight gap down. As a whole, we should be gapping down. As an index, yes, as an index gapping down. All right, so mag a little heavy. Market a little heavy. But I don't like the location for the short. So I'm looking for ideally a drive higher and then to see it get stuck and sellers come in and start to take control. That's what I would like to see. Let's have a little look at the book. Are there any big participants on here today? Not really. There we go. 23,100. There's a 775 lot down there. Worth noting on UDOM. That's a big player. Big player. Not often you see a 700 lot stat like that. All right, let's see who's in chat. How did you guys get on while I was away as well? Always interested in that. Did you make some money? Hopefully lots of you made money yesterday. It was a nice trend day. Good morning, Jeff, DJ Noah, Camus, Silent, Miguel, Jesse, Ken, Christy, Thumper, Leron, Noah, Julian, Chris, Toby, Mike, Moby, Eva, Paul, Raphael, Peter, John Lucan, Mike Light, Bart. I'll check these comments in a minute. Firewater, Brandon, Aga, JD, Marek, Chris, John Lucan, T-Ball. Good morning, everyone. Let's see what you guys are saying. So I catch up with some of these. Maybe whole market is waiting for this Friday's Federal Reserve Jerome Powell's speech at Jackson Hole. Yeah, it's Jackson Hole week, isn't it? You started seeing comments yesterday. They will cut. I think they will cut. I think that's going to start pricing that in, but you know whether it makes much of a difference. Cute held the fort. Most of us made our goal within the first 15 minutes yesterday. Yes, I was happy to touch down in LA and see that. Contorted, good morning. I checked out some of the other live traders. None of them had anywhere near close to your analysis and explanation. That's because they do not want to teach you. They want to make money out of you. I was selling low-hanging fruit yesterday. You were selling for the low-hanging fruit, you're saying there, Jesse, are you? So you were what? Shorts? Probably on these pops for these breakdowns. I mean, this was just such a nice technical level. You can see very, very simply. Support, 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 support. We break down, we retest, it becomes what? Support becomes resistance, and you get your sell, and then you get re-trigger here on initial balance, and then you're in trend day, and you're just selling pops. Really nice trend day. I'm not necessarily expecting the same kind of sell pressure today. I'd like to see us like return a little higher before I'm really interested in pulling a trigger on much. But let's just see, folks. We'll just let it settle down and make some decisions. It's my first day back, so I'm not looking to push too much size too quickly. Always need to ease back in. Yeah, hopefully lots of you did well. Hopefully. I know Coop held the fort in Discord really well. Double checking here. A few students having some troubles. I know someone here needed me to add them to NinjaTrader, the NinjaTrader script while I was away. Can you just drop me another DM, because I cannot remember who it was, and I've had hundreds of messages while I was away. Someone needed flow zones for NinjaTrader changed. They needed their machine ID changed. I can't remember who it was. Sorry about that, folks. I literally came back to hundreds of messages and emails. Okay, how long? We've got a couple minutes left. Market's starting to wake up a little bit here by the looks of it. Do not want to get chopped up here this morning, that's for sure. Let's see if we can get some drives up into some key levels that we're interested in. Currently trading at previous day value area low and previous day low. New York session. Wouldn't mind a retest somewhere up here. That can't be right for that gap fill. Is that right? 69. So it is right. What is that horrible line it's drawn? Let's save this chart and reset it. There we go. That's better. Trading view bug. Morning, Q. Morning, Myron. Morning, Mr. Slim. Morning, everyone. All right. 40 seconds to the open. I'd love to see a morning drive up. Retest point of control. If it wants to get really like squeezy, go and retest all the way at previous day value area high or something. We have sort sort of a bit of low volume around 500s, 520s, which I'm sort of interested in. But let's just see. Let's see how far it can drive up, if it offers a sell trigger or not, and then we can think about what we might want to do with it. Definitely don't want to short the lows, ideally. Much rather this squeezes out up here or even up here. It's fine. That's very high, but where's my previous day value area high? 609s. Wow. It's not right. Hang on. Pull that down a bit. All right, folks, here's your open. Let's just see what we get here. So all of the mag opening up down other than Tesla. Just going to let this settle down. Not interested in trading this open today. I just want to let it settle down. I've not been at the charts for a week. I'll get my bearings. Tesla now closing the gap as well. Remember, we left that H4 liquidity at the lows down here. Like I said, we didn't sweep. What was yesterday's low? Right down here, we didn't quite sweep. So if we sweep that and turn back inside, then I think they trap. Just back into the Globex range right now. Let's see. VIX closing its gap. Q's trading lower. SPY is into that daily support that we talked about. All right. So there's one thing I'm very aware of is the ETFs right now. SPY is right into that daily support block. So I don't really love the location of a short here today. If we break down and start staying very heavy and we're fading pops, that's one thing. But I'm not looking to fade this open. I'd much rather we drive higher first and give us a better price of the short. Tesla now coming up 0.5% up. The rest of the market heavy. Nvidia 0.69% down. This thing's starting to flush on Nvidia, dragging this market lower right now. SPY coming down to previous day low. ES the same. Right, ES coming into that previous day low level. We are a little further underneath it already, aren't we? Previous day low for NQ right there. Whoa, it's getting heavy. Very heavy. So bids coming in there on the ES in front of PDL, stuck between PDL and VWAP. Like I said, I'm just waiting this morning, let it settle down. Need to get my bearings, get a feel for how the market's operating. Not in a rush. I don't really want to be a short down here. Even if it starts flushing without me, that's fine. This looks a little bit big. Let's structurally redraw that out. There we go. So SPY sweat, ES sweat, both took previous day low, finding bids. SPY still in that daily block. Don't want to be careful. Want to be careful down there. And NQ starting to catch a bid here at the same time. This is SPY doing this drive. So SPY just went and sweat previous day low here and is starting to turn around off it. It's now at its VWAP. ES exactly the same, all right? So they are in sync there. Qs have relative weakness today because the mag's all red. Getting stuck at VWAP here again on the Qs. I would not be surprised if we chop a lot today, personally, given the size of that sell move yesterday and where we've come down to. Might have to get a little jumper here. A bit chilly. Pretty big ATR still, isn't it? 30 points odd. On the M1 candles, that is. Let's buy back under its VWAP. Chopping around. Back over its VWAP. Yeah, lots of over-unders here, just chopping around. Just going to be patient. I really want to see us either a big drive higher, squeeze all the late shorts out, and then offer a new sell to retest the lows. Or if we go and sweep the liquidity underneath, I'm going to watch for a breakout retest to stay heavy, or a failed breakdown underneath that old H4 low from, what day is that low from? From earlier in the month. Much earlier in the month. Right down here. If we take that and turn around, then I'll be interested in long. If we take that and stay heavy, I'll be interested in short. I don't really want to trade short in this location here. Hopefully that makes sense. You should have all made such good money yesterday that today should be almost a little irrelevant. You might be waiting for those minutes as well. I think they're 2 o'clock or 2:30. All right. Let's see. We've got our first 5-minute bar now. Let's see if we reclaim VWAP or if we're going to stay heavy versus it. And our New York Open right up here. All these levels up here. If we start reclaiming those, maybe we come and retest. This is yesterday's value area low so far. There's no reclaim of that. We're staying heavy underneath yesterday's value area low. So auctioning lower right now. There's no interest in this market trying to get higher for now. It just feels very, very heavy. Let's have a look at the book underneath. That big buyer still down there. Let's have a little look. He's left. He's left the tape. Hang on, was he 100? I've got to remind myself this now. No, he's gone. Yeah, Nvidia's in a pretty strong sell at the moment. Over 1% down. Market needed it though. Needed a good pullback. We talked about it for ages. Seasonality suggests that it happens in this month. It's just a question of when. Biggest problem is just the location right now. Probably the short at the beginning of the day is probably not too bad against previous day value area low for a continuation. It's not ideal, really. You'd want to squeeze through that first. If we get through previous day value area low, then you know that they're going to start trying to chomp their way higher into PDC. That 500, 520 is a little bit thin. I just want to see us come somewhere up here for shorts. And if we don't sweep this, if we sweep down here first, then I'm less interested. I'll probably more likely play the longs if we sweep the H4 liquidity I talked about first. Which is, what is that wick low? It's from August 7th, and it's basically 328. If we take that, drift down and find bids and turn back upside, I'm less interested in the shorts. And this thing is just chopping about, isn't it? It feels very heavy. Don't want to get lured into it though. Bids down at 350 right now. Feels like they want to sell down towards Globex lows at the moment. There is that H4 wick down there. I just need a drive higher to get more bulls involved in it first before I really think about a short down here. It's so risky. The flow zones are holding. Back to previous day low here on SPY again. And ES again. Q's relative weakness. Tests are holding up well. You can see them on the tape. 350, 340, 330, they're all trying to get filled. Yes, back to that low, trying to test that current New York session low of day, finding a bid. So, I mean, I don't want to get lured in here. We are in a sell there. I'm definitely not looking for longs, but I would much rather see a drive higher first. It's not ideal setup for day two. Day two gapping down, sideways channel overnight. Trying to take a short location at the lows. That's really not an ideal scenario. Especially for my first day back. It's not what I want to be doing. All right, ES underneath previous day low now. Is this going to stay heavy under here on ES, or are they just going to do the old wick and reclaim again like they did this morning? They've got room to Globex. I mean, the whole market's got room to Globex lows if it wants to stay heavy. This is where we sort of found bids yesterday. So coming back down to those Globex levels now. If you took any of these, you look pretty good. It's not what I wanted to see, but they look pretty good. Globex right here, right now. Bids in front of Globex so far, so no sweep of the H1, H4, all Globex level on NQ yet. Yes, very heavy underneath. Very heavy underneath on ES. It might go and back test previous day low now on ES. Market in a sell. Microsoft trying to find a bid. Oh, this is not what I want to see in my first day back. That's for sure. So ES is going to come up and test previous day low. This is going to be important now to see if it gets acceptance underneath previous day low and if they want to continue a sell here on ES. If it can't find acceptance, it's effectively a failed auction underneath the old low, which is what you're starting to see. So already reclaiming it. And this is where shorts will get stuck. And NQ did not sweep. That is actually pretty disgusting on NQ. Double bottom yesterday, leaving that old wick from, what day is that? August 7th. Everything left alone. Ugh. That is gross, mate. That is proper gross. And ES already back to VWAP. So maybe failed auction under there. If they start reclaiming VWAP, they can maybe trigger a squeeze back up towards the New York session high now. Like I said, don't want to be getting lured into any bollocks here this morning, that's for sure. So far, rejection of VWAP from the ES. Is NQ going to come back for those Globex lows and go for that H4 low? That's what I'm now wondering. Nice rejection on ES. Right, NQ, are you going to play ball here and actually go and take some liquidity today? Or are you just going to be a trap monster all day for my first day back in the session? Any juice, NQ? We're going to go and sweep these lows? Yes, looking good. Come on, NQ. Just go and do it then. Watching Globex low, and there's an old H4 low underneath. So small size in here off those flow zones on the rejection. Have we got any continuation? Here we go. Here's Globex. Filled one there. Holding now to see if we take that H4 out. We're tapping right onto it now. It's the August 7th low I'm watching, remember. Talked about it pre-market. 325, I think it is, somewhere around there. Taken now. All right, so there you go. There's your TP. Want to be careful now because this was the main target, was this H4 low, which we've now taken. If we start turning back inside now, I'm going to consider this a failed auction. If we're going to stay heavy, I want to see us print lower, start rejecting this, and start rotating down for a continuation day two setup. So if yesterday was a first red day major setup, I want to see if we have continuation. But this is not ideal. I would have much rather we came up here for this move, but just lock in what we can, unfortunately, at the moment. Your opening range now set as well. If they reclaim, be very careful. All right, if you're not sure what I'm talking about, if we go to an H4, we went over this right at the beginning of the market. God, I'm rusty here, moving around. August 7th, this wick right here. Okay, now we're drifting into this imbalance, and we can trade into an old previous week POC. This is a very old one. I don't know where that's from. I think it's the naked one, probably. It hasn't been tested. Mag had heavy here on the mag. Heavy. 20-day coming up on ES here, coming into some big levels here on ES now, folks. So these ES is trying to play catch up. So it's just sweat. London's left Asia so far into its 20-day moving average. Big higher time frame support system down here. So you want to see if pops continue to fail. You want to be very careful with your position sizing down here. It's going to be very risky. This is really not what you want to see on this morning. VIX trying to get going, not over any key pivots yet, so don't want to get lured into too much. But Qs are heavy, man. That is a heavy PA to not reclaim any of this. Every tap here, we're in a strong sell, so definitely not bidding against this today. Yes, just need a little bit more to take out Globex. 409 is basically your level. Almost there. Yeah, it's there right now as soon as I say it. 20 days just underneath, okay, folks? So just be careful. Just think about a mean reversion from top Bollinger to that 20-day. We already did it on NQ, but we're going to start doing it here by the looks of it on ES. Very close. All I got was a little scalp off that on one of my bigger accounts, and that was it. Heavy PA. Heavy PA. Not even a retest of the orb yet. Just heavy, straight down. What's this next level? The next level we're looking at basically 250s to 225s. That's from August 5th and August 6th. So filling an old imbalance here, coming back to an old RBS level that we broke out of. That is major high time frame demand system. And if we get very heavy, we can look for the, what's that? 2300 basically evens. This is very aggressive selling here, folks. Okay, can we get a drive up? Create some structure for a reshort. Yeah, exactly, Raf. I would say 23,250, 23,225, 170, 108. Those are levels of interest. Don't chase the market down here if you were already in it. I'm a little bit devastated. I just took that low-hanging fruit at this point, but this is it. This is why I've got to be careful because my first day back, I will be a bit rusty. It's natural. And I haven't been watching the market as closely as I'd like, so I need to just get a feel for it again, what it wants to do. Thanks, Aaron. Okay, so are they going to keep selling this here? ES very close to that 20-day here. Liquidity is above at 23,300. A little buyer on the tape here at 255. They're just walking this down right now. This is extended from flow zones, extended from opening range, not offering much of a retest. But you can see this like one inside bar, fail, new leg down, coming to big levels now. Big levels. You go to the higher time frame. Where's my chart gone? All right, we're coming into this pool here. Right here. That's what we're starting to trade in towards. So you just want to be aware of where you're trading. You don't want to be getting short into these locations. You want to be thinking about covering. Man, they are selling hard on the tape today. Jeez. Just slamming lots down. Someone's stuck. Someone is stuck. I want to be selling it. I just want a bit of structure. Even a retest up here now would be nice. These 5-minute bars, massive expansions. Just under 9 minutes until a new H4, H1. So think about that in case they do the old H1 trap underneath and then push back high. Oh my God, this is just puking without any response at all. Wow, this market's in free fall right now. Absolute free fall. VIX approaching the breakout here, 1630s that we talked about. All right, if it starts breaking out, I would say 1650, 1656, 1657. If we start breaking that on VIX, we're going to look for a push up to 1750s. If we do that on VIX, it is basically goodbye market today. It will just keep puking. So watching the VIX carefully. Come on, market, you got to get up a little bit, otherwise we're going to get no fun. Is this what it was like yesterday? Was it just straight dump at the open, and then you had to probably wait for like 10, 11 o'clock response a little bit? Probably got to wait for a new H1, H4 bar now. Probably need to wait. I need to catch up on all the prop firm news as well, see who's doing what now, what new deals there are. Man, this is so heavy. So heavy. Just watching even on a tick chart, we're just slamming lows. Coming down for those 200s. There's the 200s. Oh my gosh. There's just no bid in sight here. Here we go. Are they going to try and bid off this for the first time today? Nope. Slammed them as well. Wild. Whoa, man. These people getting liquidated left, right, and center here today. You can just see it on the book. I'm like, I've got to tick up just so I can see it because we're moving so quick that it's not 1 minute isn't quick enough to see the volume. A new low coming here. Wow. You're done the first 30 minutes yesterday. We are melting today. Absolutely melting. Not a buyer on the tape. This is a problem when you're away. You don't get like a full feel for it. So next level we're trading down to is 108. Might as well call it 100. And then 2350 you might as well call it. And then underneath there, 22 800s. So 820s and 780s. So heavy. I just don't want to be chasing down here. I did lock in good money on the way down. Or just trading one account. So just on my 250k. So locked in some good money there. Told myself I'm not going to link all my accounts today, first day back, but wish I did. Heavy tape. 5 minutes left until we get a new H1, H4. Why I'm saying that is if we just look, I'm going to have to order a new monitor today. I've run out of screens for OBS. All right, what we'd be looking for is some kind of response. And a rebalance. I know this is a 30-minute chart, but just imagine it's the hourly chart underneath. Right, what you want to be careful of is the new bar doing this, right, and printing up, don't you? Right, so if the new bar wicks underneath and prints up, that's where the shorts will get trapped, and we'll come and retest this, and then that's maybe the short. This obviously now is not red, is not blue, it's red. And the other thing to look out for is if we just do a little spike up, this can disappear. And then we just get, if we're going into like monster liquidation mode, remember seasonality, this is what we were looking for, all these things that are starting to happen. Just took a couple weeks longer to develop. And the sell continues. Just no major pop here to sell into, just straight puke. Previous week value area low coming up. Is that right? That doesn't even look right to me. That can't be right. Monday. That's got to be the week before, and it's just been left on there. Hey, let me check this. It's not, I don't think it's even possible. No, it's got to be the week before. This is an old low. I've got to get rid of that. What is that? All right, starting to see a response here before the new hour. So 3 minutes left. We want to see this drive up now. I'm not looking for longs down here, by the way. Right, there's no shift in structure here. We've just taken major levels out. I'm looking to see some kind of response up here and see if we get stuck again. And if we trigger a squeeze, that's fine. I'll consider joining long if we're going to trigger a squeeze. But right now, just looking for a bit of a reprice, maybe into some flow zones. We can think about how we've built liquidity just straight down. Ideally, we want to see something built out for us to have a re-go at the low. And after we re-go at the low, we can think about a long if they take it and reclaim. What I don't want to do is just keep shorting this down here. This is very strong sell. I want to see them build some liquidity into this new hour. Yeah, I don't. It must have been. This is a problem when I'm not here, right? It must have been an old one from weeks ago. Previous week value area high. I mean, even that can't be right. These have all got to be off. And delete all these. The dailies are right because I did them today. I thought I did the others. Yeah, just the dailies. I'll look at the weeklies later. Well, I think we're going to, I don't know if we do it today, but if you look at the dailies, we're doing that old mean reversion. Up to the daily top Bollinger, failed, 5-day, 20-day, lower daily Bollinger. Last time we did it was not that long ago. July 31st, we did exactly the same move. We did it in 2 days, which is insane. But it feels like that's what we're going for. All right, coming into this new H4, H1 bar, I'm just going to wait for this now. So what I don't want is, well, what I don't want to get stuck in, if you short down here now and you get one of these on the new H1, H4, you're going to get wrecked, right? It doesn't mean it has to happen, but I'd much rather the new H1, H4 reprices higher and then offers a retest of this low. It offers me a secure position, because even if we're going to hold this low, I'm expecting something like this, even if we then want to trade higher or we then want to trade lower. This move here is probably fairly highly probable, or something like that. And that's what I'm waiting for at the moment. It's why I want to wait for the new bar. Big buyer coming in here. Big buyer trying to bid up here. Massive buy. He's reloading. Don't know if he gets his wish. They're going for the 200 reclaim. So here's your new H1, H4. This is what we're just talking about. Can we squeeze up here, and do we then get stuck? Seller here. 423 lot just got popped there. Some serious size moving around today. So these old levels holding up pretty nice right now. We want to see this drive higher and then see a failure before we get in. I don't want to short down here. Our range on the day is pretty big right now. 286 points in the first 30 minutes. I don't really want to be shorting the low of a 286. Let's just call it 300 point range. After what did we puke out yesterday? Like 4+100 points? Don't really want to be doing that. I want this to trade up first, right, and offer us some kind of value if we're going to think about a reload. SPY into its 20-day now. Come on, market, get further up than that. You can't just do that. It's very weak. I want to see a squeeze, some relief squeeze upside here. This is better. So looking for at least 2 legs, some nice light relief. And then I'll think about the short for a retest towards the low. Last stop start was up here, really. A bit messy. Think about that as New York Open. Somewhere up here would be nice. Might not give it to us, but 280s to 320s sort of level of interest. If we can get up there, I'll think about it. Anyone further up? Someone above 350. I don't think we should go that high, but that'll be right into the VWAP, will it? Yeah, that's where he is. He's just positioned at 24-hour VWAP. All right, so I'm focused on the sell. I'm expecting some relief here. I'm not going to take the longs. Like I said, even in Discord this morning, I said not looking for longs today. I focus on where the momentum is on the short side. So I want to see like 2-leg pullback somewhere up into these areas, see where it can get stuck, and then I'll think about taking the short back down. The jet lag has been absolutely crippling, mate. I've been on melatonin the whole week. I basically ended up working the whole time I was there because my sister hadn't really organised, bless her, the wedding that well. So I ended up doing like manual labour for like 3 days, which is just what you want to do off no sleep. But she had a great wedding. And then, yeah, flew home yesterday. Flight felt like it took forever. It was horrific. Really, really long. Don't fail here. Come on, get your ass up above that. Don't want to see. I want to see this build out liquidity higher. In fact, so much so that I'm going to get a reload of my coffee. Right. Oh no! Don't do that. Sorry, team. I had to reload the coffee. I'm so like tired, and I had to. There wasn't one left, so I had to put a new brew on. How? Hey Rafa, do you offer one-on-one coaching? Oh, that's not for me. That's for Rafa, is it? Still drifting lower here. So H1, H4 is pushed up and failed. Now sweeping the H1, H4 low. So this is your low of the old H1, H4. All right. So failed auction will be this, and we trade upside. Auction will be, continuation down. I just don't want to. I don't want to fade the lows. I want this to drift up, but it's so heavy, so heavy. We are in straight sliding. I'll give you a readout on the mag. Woof. Tesla 2.80% down, Nvidia 3% down, Microsoft 0.5%, Meta 2.34%, Google 1.88%, Amazon 2.39%, Apple 1.5% down. Heavy market here this morning, folks. Do not want to be the guy trying to catch knives, all right? Momentum very heavy. Underneath New York VWAP, underneath 24-hour VWAP, underneath flow zones, underneath RBS levels, or SBR levels, I should say. Get rid of this as well. Everything. Downside, 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 downside. You're looking for ways of enter. It's a shame this didn't want to drive higher. There's just no buys in this market right now. And VIX, I missed that. VIX is off to the races, right? VIX approaching 17s now. So VIX can start squeezing all the way up to 1750. All right, and it's just built a flag on that 1650 we talked about pre-market. So nice push up from VIX, 10-minute pullback into that flag, and we're expanding higher. We're looking for 17s now and 1750s on VIX. If it starts doing that, market's going to get absolutely wrecked. And we're coming down towards that lower Bollinger Band on the daily, right? Daily lower Bol. Zero reason to be long in this, that's for sure. Crazy dreams of melatonin, really. I haven't had any dreams. I mean, I have, but I just can't remember them ever. Bought some stocks last week. Tough to see this. Oh, did you buy the high? That is tough. I'm down a little bit. I'm not down, but I'm still holding some of my swing positions, which I share with the team. Most like one of them was up 100%. We had open up 100% into yesterday or the day before. Trimmed some of that. QQQ into its next level here. What day is this from? So I'd say Q's now down into 558, tracking back to 5th of August. If we let go of that, we're going to go back to August 1st low, so monthly lows, 552. Yeah, exactly, Mo. That's what I do with mine. If you're buying good stocks, like if you're not planning on selling them for 10, 20 years, it doesn't matter. It will not matter as long as you're buying good names. Here goes VIX now through 17s. Wants to squeeze to 1750. I just can't short down here at this point. No way. No way. I just don't see where this is going to stop anytime soon. Daily now. What's that daily wick? 23.047. And then through that we go Bollingers. Yeah, heavy. Starting to build liquidity here at these lows. What, we've got 20 minutes until Initial balance is set. Initial balance now on the day. I'm going to have a look at this. What's the size of this IB? 336 points now on the day. Big IB. Big IB on the day. Big IB on the day. So trading off those lows at the moment. Are they going to go and retest that the old H1, H4? Remember what we just said, 145. So this was the trigger here for the new H1, H4 to be read. This right here. All right, so if they re-trigger this, they can build liquidity out and they might get some relief. If they keep staying heavy at this, they're going to keep trading downside. And your open close on it is 75. So basically, let's just do... this here. This here is important. That's your H1, H4 trigger, squeeze triggers. As long as they're under that, we keep expanding lower. I think my coffee's brewed, so I'm going to pull this out and come back. All right, we're cooking. Still trading lower. You've got 17, 16, 17 minutes left till the IB. I want to see a little bit of tapering down here, very slightly. I wonder if there's one more flush and then they start to find a few bids. So surely the sales get a little exhausted at some point today. Not that I'm necessarily looking for the long, but just a little return up to offer better value. But I mean, I wasn't here yesterday to watch it, so I kind of need you guys to guide me. Is this very much like yesterday? Just every pop sold, just every tiny pop sold. If that's the case, then maybe we never get a return into some form of value. Do you know what I'm going to put? There's our 9:30 morning beat. Let's do this as well. So thin liquidity here. You can see where I line that up. So that H1, H4 low, look where it is on the thin liquidity. You can tell that's an over-under level. For sure. That is a big over-under level. Mo saying yesterday was much more controlled. Okay. No, it's different than yesterday. Yesterday we had retests of levels and zones. Did also have a nice pullback midday. Okay. So it's just straight puke on flat. Yeah, I've only got that one decent trade. Building out liquidity here. You can see, like, if bulls start reclaiming this, you might get a squeeze into this. If they reclaim this, we might get a return back up to sort of 206s. I don't want to be short too low down. That's definitely not the plan of action today. I don't want to pick bottoms either. It's crazy, that previous day value area low. As soon as we tapped it here this morning, they just went, see ya. That was it. You had one bar to play it. It was the 930 bar at the open. Previous day value area low, puke. That was it. Retest of VWAP, and then just straight dump. So this was demand, and they've never come back and retested that. It's a bit dirty. It's kind of tough. So coming back to that next daily level, if we get under, I'm going to have to look at some H1s under this. If we get under 46s, we can trade down to 765 if it really, really wants to. That's very, very far. I would say this will be a big target where we're coming into here, and the daily bull is sort of around, well, we might as well call it 22,950 or something. So we're still selling. Cannot be picking bottoms. I think I went over this on the podcast with Austin. Just like people get so used to a market environment of like picking bottoms, and then you get days like this, which will just teach you a lesson. Same as for the shorts who get used to a bearish market. They keep playing every pop, and then one day they get caught in a squeezing market. Did anyone watch that podcast? Out of interest, I can post it in chat. Quite enjoyed it. We didn't talk that much trading, so much talk about my career beforehand. It was good fun. Nice to reminisce. It was nice to reminisce. Can you post it? Yeah, it's posted in Discord, BU. It should be posted on my YouTube as well. I'll have a look. So coming back, testing this volume area now. VIX finding a few sellers over 17, so no break over 17. It's pushed through it, but it's not closing on a 5-minute over it yet. Plenty of time. Yeah, we're going to try and do part 2 of the podcast in October, so we can talk a bit more detail about trading. There's a fresh coffee there if you want it, Jess. Thing is, Aga, like, you see how these are all red? Like, you don't bid against it, right? You just bid what's in front of you. If you just create straight rules, like, I'm not buying when we're in a sell day. I'm not selling when we're in a buy day. That will take most of the pain out of it. I noticed that, BU. I saw your message in Discord yesterday as I got off the plane saying you're just getting all the children settled. I just made another one. You can have it if you want. No, I got one. Thanks, darling. Starting to see some response here from buyers. Into these key levels. Can we trade up into this grey box again? Point control now shifted down here. So if we start basing above here, this will need to be protected by sellers. If they do not protect these areas, we start trading over it, this is where you'll get a bigger squeeze. You can see the sellers up above us right now. 120, 125, 130, 135, 140. They're trying to get filled up there. So it's far too far down right now for me to be thinking about selling, to be honest, at this point. I'm not really interested and think it needs a big old squeeze out. And I'm not going to pick bottoms. Can't believe you did so freaking tight. I remember that tune from Nights Out. Yeah, man. It was a big tune. That was fun. I didn't talk about the story with that, but we had that tune for so long trying to get it signed, and no one wanted to touch it. And we knew it was massive. We were playing it in our set, so we ended up clearing it ourselves. And we sent a white label copy to Annie Mac, and she played it that Friday. And then all the labels who didn't want to sign it were all in a bidding war by the Monday. It's so stupid. But yeah, shout outs to Annie for that. It's it got that record off to races. Nice response here off this blue box. If you're wondering where it's from, right here, it says last bid. All right, so back on August 5th. So like I said, if we fail this, you can trade down into here. We know this is major demand. How do we know? Think about last time we came here. Okay, pull back, hold. What did we do off these levels? We traded way higher. So we're returning in to these levels. What I would say, these areas here, if we start getting a liquidity breakdown here, not today, I'm not saying today, but if we start doing something like this, market would get very heavy in Q4, I guess, by the time we do that. It's starting to get a return back into that level, right? This is your low volume node. Buyers might want to try and protect this now. This might be the start of a potential squeeze up. All right, sellers will want to protect this to the downside. Buyers will want to protect point of control and sort of your current value area low and down here. Obviously, we did not sweep that low. Okay, that low is the bottom of the blue box. I went on Spotify when you mentioned the pod and I instantly went, oh, this tune. Yeah. Yeah, man, we had to battle to get that tune put back up. We had some issues with it. I'm missing like millions of streams on it, which is quite frustrating, but it is what it is. All right, all right, all right. Back to those flow zones, back to this key level. Remember, this is the old H4 low. If we start reclaiming H4 low and H4 close, then a bigger squeeze can happen into this volume and above. So if we start printing above here, value buyers are trying to bid off this right now, right? Value buyers want to hold this, all right? So they want no more auction under this. If they can get this, they can trigger a squeeze up. Sellers want to hold this. There might be a squeeze up coming here soon. Trying to wait for that initial balance. I hope they don't do the move too soon. ATR is still decent size here, folks. All right, so just be careful, especially as we come into that new 30-minute bar. Thanks, Dre. Yeah, thanks everyone saying welcome back. Nice to be back. It is good to be back. Is this going to pull back and hold? We're watching to see if it pullbacks and holds 20s now. Don't just squeeze it straight up before the IB. Come on, just be kind to us. Very one-sided at the moment. It's just like hit down here and it just went woohoo straight back up. Doesn't look like much, but that's 100 points straight off this demand level that we had in pre-market. We need to see this pull back and hold, start to fit flow zones, then reclaim this. Then we can think about a bigger squeeze up. I want to be very careful into this low volume node here. Yeah, it did make it to the US. I signed to Interscope Records over here with that tune and Pony and a few others. So I was Ireland in the UK, Interscope in the US, and then I used to tour with Insomniac over here back in the day. All right, you're starting to see that they're trying to flip this. You can see they are attempting to flip this at this point. This low volume node here being protected so far. How long we got? 4 minutes. Why do I feel like they're going to do it dirty before the IB set? Why do I feel like they're going to do it dirty before the IB is set? Big levels here, folks. Lots of different people trading different sides here. Lower time frame buyers want to see this squeeze up to offer some relief. Higher time frame sellers probably want it to squeeze up a bit further. Lower time frame sellers probably trying to hold it down here. So Bit iffy. And buyers will want to see absorption sort of from 29s to 120s, 105s. They won't want it under POC. They won't want to retest down here. And we have left liquidity down here. Remember, there's still a level down here, higher time frame, that we can go and sweep if it wants. You would imagine they need a bit more relief, but, you know, maybe it comes in the IB. Have to see. We will have to see. Still just getting stuck in this cluster. So they need to put a higher low and higher high, get through this, and then there's squeeze relief for those buyers. But until that point, ooh, I'd be very, very cautious. Big sell date. Yeah, there is. Who said that? Peter, but that's a long way away what you're talking about. Don't think that's a today move. I might eat my words, but so they are protecting 150s at the moment. You can see they cannot get through these 150s. This is going to be the battle here. It's going to be a battle. Oh, let me draw it for the folks. It's going to be a battle in here. Can they protect this and do this? And then do they get a sell back down from there? Or do these buyers give up and they just get collapsed on? It's kind of where we're at. And just think IB is going to be set here in 2 minutes as well. Is there any liquidity lower? Not really. They're starting to run out of big levels to aim for lower. It doesn't mean that they can't just liquidate and go down to them, but I mean, can quick 100-point flush back down to the low? Very possible, isn't it? Very possible. Do they come for like 800s today? Man, that'd be if they come for 800s and fail and like expand IB down here when IB's this big. That would be crazy. It's very possible, but it would be like a little bit mental to do it, but it's very possible. Yeah, it's trading back down towards those levels. Not even one 2-leg pullback yet. Just every pop, sell, 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 sell. Just every single pop being sold into. Again, back to the 100s, under the 100s. So here's the over under. Here's your POC. It's under POC now. This is not what lower time frame buyers will want to see. They will want this to reclaim POC and trade upside. If they can't do that, they're going to be in a little bit of bother here. I see these same levels on my Ninja, and I can't. ES looks very weak. Initial balance now set. So maybe we retest that IB low, and then you got to think about auction versus failed auction. Every single pop sold. Look, not even a 2-leg, just straight up and sold back down. So maybe the question now is, do they build out anything here? Do they sweep this and then come back up? Can they bid over this, or are we staying heavy down here? This would be gross. If we stay heavy down here without a 2-leg, I don't think I'd play it. I think it would just be too risky for me to play it. It's a short low of day on initial balance low when we're down, I don't know, 800-900 points in 24 hours plus. And this needs to see a little bit of relief upside for me to think about doing anything. At the moment, it's just not getting any. VIX still holding around the 17s. Oof. Oof. Feels like it wants to come back for that low, doesn't it? ES already at that low. ES just swept and held. Did it sweep? Yeah, it did sweep and hold. NQ not swept yet. Back to the 100s. This is gross, mate. This is gross. Still heavy. Very heavy. Still can't. No bid coming in yet. They need to find a bid here for that second leg for us. Otherwise, we're not really going to have a trade today. There's no way I'm shorting the lows down here. There's absolutely no way. It would just be that base hit and that's it for me at this rate, which would be a shame. I'm surprised with the lack of news and after a big day that there's not really a bit of consolidation, let's say. It doesn't need to like bounce, but no consolidation. So do we go IB to view up? I guess that's the question. Can we go IB to view up? Remember, ES has already swept initial balance. Raf, I was in like an hour ago, way earlier for the low-hanging fruit sweep of the 4-hour low. We went over it way earlier, like around here somewhere it was, I think. Starting to see some bids come in here. I just want to see some relief in this market. It's not even so that I can get long. It's so that we can think about a better area to short. Yes, trying to get going. Max, so heavy. Tesla 3.5% down, Nvidia 3% down, Microsoft 0.5%, Meta 2%, Google 2.12%, Amazon 2.39%, Apple 1.60%. Just no bids coming in to protect the market. VIX struggling at these 17s though. VIX starting to consolidate a little bit at 17s. It cannot break out through 17s to get to that 1750s. ES has swept its initial balance lows, finding a little bit of a bid, but it's still making lower lows and lower highs. We are still in a downtrending market. We still have a heavy tape. We still have, underneath all the key levels. Yeah, maybe Peter, but it's people always look for like these. Oh, maybe this is what it is, and maybe this is what it is. What you have to understand is there's been no bid, right? There's no bid in the market. That's not like a maybe worry. Like it's quite odd to see a market which is day 2 selling this hard, but then this market isn't normal because we had the same thing. If we go August 31st, we did a 4 standard deviation move in 2 sessions. It looks like we're almost going to do the same here. I mean, this is not a normal market. Moving 4 standard deviations on a daily, not on a lower time frame, on a daily in like 2 sessions is not a normal market. And like, look, every pop here is sold. They cannot reclaim any key level. They're at point of control at the day, and there's no relief. No relief at all. They are fully stuck right now. Because normally you'd expect this, even if we're going to go lower, you would expect to build out some liquidity. If this is the main trend, you'd expect something like this to then come lower. You wouldn't expect, just this here and keep dumping. When you zoom out, I think the size of the move, right? You'd expect like this. They're struggling to get under IB, but there's not much of a response from it either. Yeah, it's trying to push here. And this is crazy that they won't let it through 100. I don't even see much selling on the tape up there. They're up at 120, but they can't get through the 100 to get there, to fill this imbalance on the sell. I really want them up here, or up here to short. I don't want to be shorting low of day. Shorting low of day and low of week, and almost low of month. That's not what I want to be doing. Not for me, buddy. All right, retest 100 for the millionth time. Are they going to let it through? No, again. They need some buyers in this market to squeeze out the late shorts to give patient shorts like us a better chance of getting involved. I guess that's the best way of me putting it. See if we can fill this guy at 120 at least. Come on. This is mental, man. How have we dumped, I don't know, 340 points and we can't retrace at all? It's crazy. Just tells you how heavy the book is. Like, no one is interested. Oi. Man, they are just slamming this at every opportunity. The H1, H4 looks so gross. Oh my gosh. Disgusting. It looks disgusting. All right, back for IB then. We're already in the... you want to go to 800 zone, what, today? Those daily lows. I guess so. I guess it could. No, it's not FOMC at 2 p.m. It's FOMC minutes at 2 p.m. There is a very big difference. Very big difference. It's not a Fed rate decision. It is the minutes from 2 weeks ago when Powell was very, very hawkish. Morning, Bella. How's it going? Hope you're good. Very, very different. Anyone who's saying it's FOMC today, it is not FOMC today. You are not getting a Fed rate decision today, folks. All right. There you go. Initial balance. Wow. All right. So we're in auction versus failed auction now. Jeez Louise, this is mental. I'm very surprised I'm coming back to this on a day two. Remember, we've got a old wick down here at 45s. So swept IB here. Are they going to respond now? Is that all they needed to do? ES swept as well. No auction under IB yet. There's liquidity at 45s. There's nothing. Oh, there's a big player on the book now. When did he come back in? I wish they would get an alert for that on bookmap. It's quite annoying. Where's he sat? 980 or something. Zoom right in. Big player at 980. Yeah, I just see him now, Raf. I don't know. We'll see. Because there was a big player on earlier and he left, so we'll have to see. All I know is I don't want to get short down here. That's all I know. I do not want to short down here. Even if it goes lower, I just don't think this is a setup for me. I like, even this, it's just one leg. That's not what I'd want after a big... Look how heavy that puke out is, and all we can do is this. Oh, mate. Just glued to IB here. This level here, 45. I need to mark this out. It keeps losing my levels on Ninja. Oh, where are you? Vertical line. There you are. Still holding the IB. Still no auction beneath it. Still not taking those 45s out. Still not an area I will be interested in shorting in down here. It can trade all day down without me. I'm not taking a short down here. This is not the same as yesterday now. You are near the daily Bollinger Bands. You are near the daily lows. You are near weekly. Well, you're at weekly lows. You're coming into monthly lows. This is not a good short location. So I don't care if this pukes another 800 points without me. I'm not breaking my rules and getting short down here, hoping it goes lower. This needs a decent retrace higher for me to think about a short. I'm getting no acceptance down here. You can see value area low, initial balance low. It needs a big old squeeze out higher for me to think about anything. And you're starting to see that. If they start reclaiming some of these key levels, all these shorts at these lows are going to get trapped. So if they start reclaiming, I don't know, 110s, 120s, 150s, 160s, I would not be surprised to see it trade up into this level, back into this low volume. They've got to move it first, which they haven't been able to do at all today yet. They just smash it again. Oh my God. Okay, there's the 45s. Wow. Wow. Can I show you where you are on a daily Bollinger? You're coming into it now. We went over it pre-market. 970. Just put them on your charts. Man, Peter, you're so annoying when you do stuff like that. Like, told you. Has it hit your 800 yet? Told you. Has it hit it yet? Asking for a friend if it's hit it or if this might trade up again. Man, like... Oh, I need to be right in chat. It's so important I'm right in chat rather than sticking to a rule. So silly, man. So silly when people get like that. Take your ego out of trading, mate. We're not at your 800. I don't know if you're even shorting it. Even if it hits your level, if you're not short on it off a good level, then it doesn't matter even if you're right, is it? Because your job's to make money. So, like, my job's to make money, and I know I'm not getting short down here, mate. That's my job. I know we just took out that low right here, which I had marked out on the blue level, and now we've reclaimed IB. And so, shall I say told you if we start going higher? No, because I'm not going to be an idiot about it. So take your ego out, buddy. It's not going to help you with your trading. Failed auction so far. Chopping around in this level while it builds liquidity. So funny, man. Ugh, what a bore. Trump considering firing Fed Cook. Great. Like, is there anyone Trump's not considering firing? Literally anyone who doesn't do exactly what he wants when he wants. Still not moving for me. All we've done is taken that H4 level out and we're stuck at IB. Again, it's not... This is the worst short location of the day. It's not somewhere I'm looking to execute a trade. Even if they go lower, it's not where I would look to execute a trade. I do not want to trade monthly, weekly, daily lows into lower bowls. Just no way I'm doing it. Even it can go low without me, like I said. I really don't care. I need to trade good areas where buyers get trapped to go lower, not areas where sellers can potentially get trapped. Oh. That big guy's still there. He's still there. 975 or something. Retesting IB here. Again, I'm just not interested. It's too risky. I know everyone would be like, oh, it's initial balance short. It's too risky based on daily charts right now, based on hourly, 4-hour, daily, and weekly charts. This is not an initial balance set at high near supply. This is an initial balance being set at low near demand. I don't want to trade an IBL for an expansion lower, even if it goes without me. That's absolutely fine. I'm absolutely fine with that. That's all right, Bowden, because that means you'll get, you know, most of the time the market's moving up, right? So most of the time you'd be fine. And this is crazy, though. I'm really surprised they're not finding just even a little bid to allow them to get back short in. VIX looks like it's about to break out here as well. If VIX breaks out here, this market's going to have a nasty dump candle, I think. Jeez, man. Can we move now? Why has it gone to sleep? Yeah, traded on. If have a look at July 31st and August 1st. Exactly the same thing, right? Exactly the same thing. This is how we operate. It's always the same. But you know, if you're a swing short from yesterday, you're the person having the most fun, basically. Swing shorts from yesterday are absolutely laughing right now. It's definitely not a day to be long. There's just no buying on the tape. There's no attempt to move the market, even from higher time frame short sellers. No attempt to trap like lower time frame short sellers to move it up to then use their liquidity to go up to get a better price to go lower. There's just no attempt, zero attempt so far on this market at all. I can give you a readout like Tesla 3.87% down, Nvidia 3.74% down, Microsoft 0.5%, Meta 2.41%, Google 2.32%, Amazon 3%, Apple 1.81%. Like they're just getting absolutely destroyed. There's no bounce relief at all. Nvidia's hanging around at initial balance low. Tesla, same thing. It's trying to reclaim initial balance low. Microsoft basing out at those levels, trapped between IB low and VWAP. Meta, I mean, they all look just heavy and stuck. So until we get like a squeeze relief pop, there's not really a new short trade for me to have to take. Yeah, maybe traded on. Maybe I don't know if they. I mean, yes, they're going to go back there. What I'm surprised at, I mean, everyone gets this. It's fine. Look, this is going to get annoyed soon. It's fine to say it's coming down here. It doesn't matter if it's coming down here. Your timing needs to be right to get down here. So if you short here for that move, what happens if it needs to do this? That's my question, because that is what we will normally do to get down there, right? So it might be the day where we don't do it, which means I don't get that trade and we just do this. All right, fine. So I don't get the trade. No big deal. What I won't be doing is shorting here to try and get to here if they're going to leave all this in and not take anyone out to come down. It's too risky. And I'm not just talking about this chart. Like, you need to zoom out. It's like, go on and on and on and on about it all the time. It's my first day back and I already feel like I'm repeat. Look where we are on a daily. right? If this is your swing point from here, it's going to let me draw it, from here to here, I don't really want to be trying to get short down here. Let's have a look at a weekly. I don't really want to be short down into here. Let's have a look at a monthly. I don't really want to be short down into this area here with these old monthly highs. Like, there's nothing here that's like making me want to play short, because the short location was at the open today and yesterday. So even if it goes lower, that's fine. It can go lower. It's gonna, if it goes lower without retracing, it's gonna do it without me, and that's absolutely fine. There's no problem in that at all. That's what, like, people like, it's fine. So many people like, it's going to trade to this level. It's going to trade to this level. Like, yeah, no shit. That's how the market operates. But if your timing's off, it doesn't matter. There's a famous guy on, well, he's not famous, but there's a guy on YouTube who's constantly saying, I picked the bottom here and I'm going to pick the top here. And this will be the top and this will be the bottom and blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant, because if you, I know you're not Don. I'm just explaining. It's irrelevant, because if you can't time your way into that trade, what's the point in saying we're going to go here or we're going to go there? It doesn't matter at that point, right? Your job's to get meat, a piece of the move. That's not at you, Don. That's just at everyone in general. Like, the amount of times I see, and on Twitter all the time, people saying a number, it's irrelevant. It's totally irrelevant, because you've got to trade to get to that level. All right, what's POC now? 101s. That's where we traded at earlier and kept getting stuck. Kept getting stuck at those 101s earlier. So ES and NQ coming back up to retest initial balance here. A new hourly coming in 90 seconds. 90 seconds for a new hourly bar. And then what do we get? Who knows? It would be fun to see. No, I'm not fired up. Not at all. I'm not fired up. It's just silly when people say, I told you, I told you, I told you. It's like, well, we're not even at the level. It's just silly. It's just a silly way to be. It's a really silly way to be. It's just, all that tells me is your ego's involved in it. That's all it tells me. It's completely silly. It's like those traders who post like the perfect trade on Twitter with it marked out of like their risk reward on TradingView. It's like, did you trade it though? Did you actually trade it? Because if you traded it, wouldn't you put your execution on or your P&L? You know, I just think it's silly, man. All we have to do is make some money, make a bit of meat. All right, ES having a reattempt at the initial balance. We're doing the same here on Qs. 2370 above, and they keep emptying the void, which is a bit worrying, like how they're pulling the book. I don't like the games I'm seeing, so I'm waiting still for a squeeze high. I want to see a squeeze high before I think about doing anything else in this market. I'm not going to short at these lows. Hopefully we will get an example of why. Not because I need to be right, so that you can see why I don't like shorting down here, why it's too risky. Normally an IBL short would make sense, but not when I'm looking at a daily and a weekly to see where we are. It's not a trade location I want. Well, remember, we always talk about location, momentum. Momentum, fantastic. Location down here is really not good, folks. It's not a good location right now. There you go. So like Min saying, agreed, it's key. I was short 3 times yesterday and ended up the day in the red. That's it. If your timing's off or execution's off, that's what will start. Okay, so coming back into these initial balances, point of control key on the day. If they get cheap buys here and start to reclaim, all right, and do this, they can trigger a squeeze up for these levels here. Here is the thin liquidity. Here is your New York view up. Once we get up there, maybe, just maybe, there's a short back down. If they recover it, I'm not shorting it. So that's all I'm saying. These are the areas of interest right now for me. Really not interested down here. If they stay heavy, it's okay. You're into a new hourly candle here now. All right, so 56 is like your red to green level on the hourly candle. Can I mark that out? Will this let me mark it? Right, that level there is your red to green level on the hourly. Right, so if they hold bids above this, or they do a flush and reclaim it, it would be interesting. If they just keep failing it, again, can't touch. What did I say it was? 56 or something. Measure that out again. Draw it twice as always on NinjaTrader. There we go. So back down to that hourly level. Oh, amazing, Chris. Well done. That's awesome news. That is awesome news, buddy. So they're trying to hold this hourly level. You can see they are attempting to hold this hourly level. And the question is, do they start creating a flag, inverse head and shoulder for that squeeze higher for that relief now? At what point do I do the I told you so? Never. Never, ever, ever. All right, so this is a battle here between lower time frame traders. I want to let the lower time frame traders play their hand, and then I'll think about if there is a setup afterwards. And we can afford an hourly rebalance here if it really wants it. Think about that last hourly candle. It can come all the way up to 145 to reprice. It's absolutely fine for the new hourly bar to do that. It's just a reprice if it does it. What's this level here? 101. Sorry, I'm having to put everything on my charts, on my NinjaTrader charts while we trade. Yes, stuck at its IB. Hasn't reclaimed IB yet, yes. Very tricky here while it makes a decision. A little bit thin in here. 86, 100. Here we go. So do they trade through the 86 or do they get stuck? Some squeeze relief starting here off the IB. So maybe a chance to trade back up to VWAP. They've got to get through POC first, obviously. Still sell day, remember. I'm just looking for some relief before I think about anything else. So many sellers stacked up here. It's crazy. I remember seeing a book like this thick. Let me pull this along. Okay, so some squeeze relief starting to happen. Why? Because it was not a good location for a short continuation down there. You see why I get passionate about this stuff. It's you guys that will learn the hard way if you want to get involved in bad locations. I don't want you to learn the hard way. I spent years learning the hard way so that you don't have to. I'm going to use the bathroom here quickly. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, Alex. Oh my gosh. Hopefully you saved chat a lot of money there. I told you, Alex. Guys, I know I'm just being a bit of a bellend here, but like, honestly, please, I really hope you understand why this was not a good short location today. It's why I harp on all the time about higher time frame. I keep telling you guys about higher time frame on stream all the time. Do not get zoomed into this crap, all right? I even did a video about the 5 minute, even a 5 minute, all right? Think about where the origin of this move started. This is the origin of this move. This is where we broke down from yesterday. This is your pullback. This is a straight down short. Ask yourself, is this a good short location? Even if you think it's going here, and I don't disagree with you that it's going there, even if you think this is going here, unless you're swing short here or you're short here in the open, you need to wait for some form of two leg, don't you? Yeah, you have to wait, guys. I'm trying to help. I know you're all like, Alex is stressed. I'm not stressed. It gets exhausting sometimes, like trying to help you guys. I don't want you to make these errors. What I said, I will not get short here. I don't care if it goes without me. My rules say this is bad short. Think about what we've done at the open. Dump, 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 dump. All these stops are up here without getting wrecked. What is more likely to do? Shorts, be silly, right? And we go 1, 2, and then maybe we come for it, right? Exactly, Brandon. Momentum, great. Location, terrible. Exactly. So I know I'm being cheeky. I know I'm like taking the P. But I think you guys are saying 800. You're absolutely right. But like it's silly to get yourself stuck down here, right? Don't just think about this whole thing. We don't want to be short down here, guys. It's not a good short location. You guys are smart enough to know that. We don't want to be short down there. Oh, BU's so good. She took my advice and just got long. I love it. She just went, yeah, do you know what? BU's been with me long enough. She went, do you know what? We've swept the liquidity. All right, it's a failed auction. I'm going to trade upside. It wouldn't surprise me. So look, what we did was take the 4-hour low out. All right, this liquidity here was low-hanging fruit. We talked about this in Discord. Once we take this, you want to be careful of a reclaim. We can squeeze all the way up before finding a new short. Because what would that look like? Let's think about this move here. That would be quite nice, wouldn't it? Be very nice. Trade up, back to an SBR before trading lower. That would make sense to me. That's a location I'm interested in shorting. There you go. Nice BU. 540 locked in. I love it. Love to see it. And now you can see all these participants who are adamant that we had to go lower without a retrace higher first are getting squeezed out of the market now, aren't they? All right. Everyone under here who ignored this is a liquidity sweep. We had this blue box in this level here for a reason. All right. What is this? Just very simple. Dum 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 dum. All right, we are trading higher now. All right, and this is what I was looking for. Something like this. Then I can think about lower once it's finished squeezing everyone out. Nice, Minji. Yeah, I love it. I love it. For all of you that got long, I love it. This is how to trade. All right, just understanding the market conditions. I wasn't trying to attack any of you, but it's really try and refrain from, how can I put this? Try and refrain from being so fixed on the outcome of the trade. Like if you're so fixed that it's, okay, this is the level it's going to. I absolutely agree. You're probably right. It's probably going to 800. But how we get there is important. What's a better way of me saying this? Everyone can say, if you say for every day, this is the top, 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 at some point you're going to be right. Same for the bottom. And you're missing all the action in between because, you know, just to make it real simple, on a daily chart, we went over it this morning. I don't want to be getting short near these guys down here. Right? This is my covering point. If I was here yesterday, I would have been taking this short and I would have been covering here. And unfortunately today, I was looking for a little return in before going lower. We didn't get it, and that's okay. So we got what we could get. And it's my first day back. I'm going to ease my way back in. But we don't short down here, folks. When do we short down here? If this opens up, right, and we start doing this, and we get a 5-day, 20-day cross, and we start doing this, right, we can start shorting pops into it the same way as we buy dips into the 5-day. To get to the top, we can short pops into it. Now, some of you, I don't know how long you've been here, but you know, this is like the earlier part this year, right? Think about this year. Here's your failure, end of last year, early this year, into top Bollinger. There's the 5-day fail, 20-day, lower ball, 5-day, 20-day cross. Watch how we trend. 5-day, lower ball, 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 20-day fail, 5-day, lower ball, 5. Get the point? This is your trend indicator. All right. This is telling you trend. We can wait. We can wait for that to happen. What we don't do is the same way here, folks. It's the same rule. We don't short the lower bowl and we don't long the upper bowl. If you can stick to those two rules, you're going to save yourself so much heartache. Honestly, so much. So many problems you're going to save yourself. I know you all think I'm not genuinely not stressed. I just don't want you guys to make the mistakes I used to make. Let's read what you're saying. Lee Kim, don't be a cheeky bastard, please. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm half messing around, but I'm half like, come on, guys. You guys have been with me long enough. You guys are good enough to know this. JD, can't lead a horse to water. You can't make him drink. Or you can lead a horse to water. You can't make him drink. Chi 5.0, you're long as well. Nice. JD got W on the long. I like it. BU got the W 540. Minji went long too. Mr. Slim got long. It's just tough love from Alex. That's it, man. It is just tough love. But if you're willing to listen, like you would have stopped trying to go against me, you know? You would have stopped trying to go against me. What are the indicators I'm using? These are my flow zones, buddy. Thank you for joining, by the way, Fresh. Yeah, these are the Flow Zone System Pro. All right, so everything you're seeing here is Flow Zone System Pro. This is just volume profile. So real simple rule, right? Super simple rule. We don't get long when we're printing red flow zones. We don't get short underneath IB when we're by daily Bollingers. All right. Every other time, if this, let's reframe this. Think about the initial balance we put in yesterday. That made sense. All right. This IB up here. All right. We're in a premium price on every single time frame after a big failure. This is a short versus it. Absolutely. Because we've got room to go. We're running out of room to go lower now. So we wait for a reprice higher. Okay. We wait for a reprice. Why do we wait for that? Because you guys are smart and you've taken cheap longs. All right. You're taking cheap longs back to here. Here's your IB trade. I don't know if Tyson's here today, but here's your IB trade. It's about to finish right now. What do we trade all the time? IB to VWAP. All right. Bingo. There's your trade. Once we hit that, maybe we target another one. Once we have swept these guys out the way, up here, you will get bulls, right, chasing the market. And once they've chased the market and we do a little signature like this, we're going to trade the short back down towards the low. All right, so the high probability move, long to here, short back down to here. What's this? Meat of the move. What's this? Meat of the move, right? We don't pick this. We don't pick this. We get the meat, right? Think of a big juicy bone. I'm rubbish at drawing. A big juicy bone. All right, this can just be your bone. We're trying to get some of this and some of this. All right, we don't care about this and we don't care about this. This is where we make our money. But yeah, Fresh. These indicators are only available for my students, I'm afraid. the Flow Zone System Pro. But you can just use a basic EMA. All right, just use basic EMAs. You won't get the buy and sell signals, but you know, you can. A basic EMA will keep you the right side of it. If you go on my channel right now, I put a video out last week on like trading with a 5-minute and the EMAs I would use. Just keep it super, super simple. But thank you for joining. Glad you joined. Your pullback for confirmation was these two, my friend. All right, this is where they got stuck. And then here, this little stop start. We're going to keep squeezing now until they've exhausted it all. All right, so we've taken this level. We're going for this level. There's 190 on the book. And you're coming to VWAP. So if you're long, you should be partial out into VWAP, into this volume void here. All right. Partial out into here. We're about to hit VWAP, which is your target. I am long here with you, by the way. I'm about to take some out into this. If it can get filled, 72, 75s. I'll just drag this down, fill that one. All right, and then up here will be the next step, right? So we talked about this when we were here. This is the old H4 low and close. And if we can reclaim over here, we are going to trade upside. What do I mean by that? All right, if we go to if we go to a 4 hour, all right, we're about to reclaim the red to green level. All right, so this candle above this gray box will go green, which means this is looking like excess right now. And this can trade up to here if it really wants. I'm not saying it has to, but it can squeeze up to here before it's back testing a level, because this here is what? Support becomes resistance, right? So if it wants to keep squeezing, it can keep squeezing. I don't think it goes that far, but those are why we play the odds. That's why we're interested. Those who are here every day or have done the course will understand that, I'm sure. At Flowzone Trader, what determines the difference between a pullback PB or a change in signal? All right, so the pullback signals will only happen if we're in a strong, say we're in a strong sell. So this is where we've flipped all the flow zones, right? And the pullback signal will happen like if we peek through it and fail or something like that, or we twist these for a second and fail. I'd have to try and find one. So if these like cross for a second and then fail, that would be your pullback signal. I might have turned them off because I don't really use them because I just look for them to trade into key areas. But yeah, it's when it's still squeezing now. You're going to trade, you can possibly target 190, 200 on the book. We can think about also a fib from high to low on the New York session. Let's just do that. Make sure we get that tight. All right, so this VWAP up here is 50%. So everything right now, I'd be targeting this block here. Can we get through this block here? 215, 230s. I'd be taking, make sure you've paid yourself, by the way, folks. I've just locked in most of mine here. And anything up here is a bonus. All right, anything up there is a bonus. Yeah, exactly, Coop. And it's just, I don't get it right all the time. Like, I definitely don't get it right all the time, but it's just, let's just trade what's in front of us, eh? Yeah, no pullback yet, Mr. Slim, because they all got trapped. All right, this is, when you get these sort of V shapes here, it's because they've all piled in here. And as soon as we've started triggering this level here, remember, if you were short here, that's your stop, engulfing. That's the next stop, engulfing. That's the next stop, engulfing. These are the next stops, engulfing. Once it's taken all these guys out, there's a good chance that it then offers a failure, all right? Because that's how the market operates, right? We're either building liquidity or we're searching for liquidity. We're either building liquidity or we're searching for liquidity. Remember this white line down here, or it's actually... shouldn't be there. It was here, the bottom of this. This was the H1 transition. But again, the search for liquidity was to what? It was to take out all the stops from this level here, August the 5th. We've completed that. So now we're going to go up. We're going to squeeze all the late shorts out. We're going to build liquidity. And if it's ready, it will offer a new short down. And we're going to search for the next level, which will be the 800s people were talking about. Right now, I wouldn't want to be the guy that shorted down there. Let me tell you that much. Yeah, well, I mean, that is about right. I actually get it right about 7.6%, 7.6 out of 10 or something like that. Red day to a small green day. Went long a bit too early around the 130s. 130s. Oh, yeah, that was a little bit early. But as long as you're green, nice work. Nice work. But hopefully it made sense. Nice clean buy signal. And we're just trading the initial balance. This was an overextension. We took all the key levels, low-hanging fruit. That was the last level, low-hanging fruit. And now we squeeze up. Like I said, the market needed some relief. It was due relief. I don't want to get short of the lower day when it's due relief. And you can see the tapering as well. Probably should have talked about this, but you can see straight down channel, starting to go more sideways, starting to go more sideways. This is sideways, isn't it? This here is boxed in. And that's where they get stuck once we go sideways. Now we trade up. And now we'll probably do a big squeeze extension. And hopefully you see something like this to trade back down. It might not take out the lows. So if you're going to take the short today, you can wait for the change and a trade back lower. Remember, what we're doing right now is rebalancing the H1 and H4. If you bring up an H4 candle or H1 candle, the old high is what, 14, 15? We're about to take that out. 215s. This high here. This high is the old. It's just before, actually. It's this one right here. So 214, 215. Once we take that, this is the previous H1 candle, right? So this is an old H1 high. We can fill some of this imbalance if we want. It's thin. Like you can see, it's very thin in here. Thick in here, very thick in here, thin down here, thin in here. If we reclaim this and hold, we can reprice some of this if it really wants. And there you go. So it's starting to do it. So 230s now on the book. Let's have a little look higher. 230s, 240s on the book. Is there anyone higher than that? Not really at the moment. 330s. What is that? That'd be the SBR level. All right, 330s. If we fill the whole thing, this is support, becomes resistance. If this is a V shape all the way up here, I expect some sellers to come back in at that point. I'd be surprised if we make it that far, but hey, who knows how many shorts chased in down there? I don't know. I was dead in zone. Did you get a piece of that long? Yeah, I did. I'm about to get knocked out of the runner on it. So they might pull back to 160, 150. I'm not going to let it come that low. Because this is where that pivot is, right? And they might want to pull in because what? This is resistance, becomes support. Just keep it nice and easy. If they pull back into here and hold, they can go for another leg. But, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if they're coming up to the point where they're going to have some failure soon and shorts are probably going to come back in. No, this right here is an anchored VWAP. And this one of my students posted it. So he made it for everyone in Discord, which is very kind. But yeah, this is just an anchor to the 9:30 open. It just saves me having to do it every day, which is amazing. Greg M says, I was red for the day and I got in at the longs and I'm now up 150 points. Nice work. Contorted. Well, I just hit my first pass eval, 3 days total. Thank you for the theory and explanation. You're welcome. You're welcome. It's been a sick day. I know I took a low hanging fruit. I can't remember where it was, somewhere around here. But I've been long in this and I'm going to lock in, I don't know, 1,400, 1,500 bucks. It's buying first day back. Kind of wish I'd put them all together. Nice work, Contorted. I started entering long after the reclaim. So just before I went to the toilet, I left an order in somewhere around here, I think it was. I'll have to pull it back up on the stream. And I was taking partials here. And I'm still holding a tiny piece now, seeing if we can get up into this. But I know that this is value area high on the current session. It might not want to bid through this. Yeah, I'm not digging it. Look, I wasn't digging Peter out. It's not specifically at Peter, but I just know the moment anyone says things like I told you and stuff, you're setting yourself up for failure, because it means that your ego is involved in the trade. Like, yeah, and then you're going to be attached to that. Has to be the outcome. I hope my hope is that Peter made money, and I hope he covered some of his short down to the low, and even if he didn't get long, and I just hope he didn't get short down there. I don't mind. I want everyone to do well. It wasn't a dig at that. I just think it's silly to say things like that. That's all. Yeah, thanks, Coop. I saw that just pop up then. Appreciate you, bud. CNTR, much thanks. I'm guessing you got long. Now, what am I supposed to do with my free time? I've got to wait the 7 days for the PA. What you traded on, Contorted? Are you on Take Profit Trader or something like that? Okay, almost at VWAP here, folks. Look at that return back in bond from SPY. Incredible. QQQ reclaimed its VWAP. SPY reclaimed its VWAP. Good old squeeze out here. No, you'll get... Why'd you have to wait 7 days? Is there no same day pass now? I didn't even know that. Coming up towards this VWAP. You can see on the book 230, 235, 240. Need to wait a couple more days for my 800 for my long zone. There you go. Yeah, exactly. As long as you made money, mate. Like it wasn't directed at you. I just think it's really important we don't get too fixated on levels. It's also about how to get there. You guys, I just want you guys to make money each day. I genuinely just want you guys to make money each day. Otherwise, I wouldn't teach you what I'm looking at each day. Not always. Minimum is 7 days. Guess sometimes they do the same day. All right, so maybe they're not running a sale at the moment. All right, so we're getting stuck up here a little bit, just shy of VWAP. Value area right now 200, so that's sort of your over under. And if we have a push up and start failing, I'll be thinking about a short back down if it's going to show me something that I want to see, but it has to show me something I want to see. If this wants to return all the way in for that H1, H4, it can absolutely do it. I won't be going front side against it, that's for sure. I'm expecting some sort of squeeze, and then at some point, some sort of failure to at least come and retest some of these levels down here. All right, if we think about this, we'll walk down, we're now squeezing back out. All right, we've walked down, we get trapped here, and we're squeezing back out. We're looking for just anything like this for a trade back in, some cover points and runners just in case it wants to go lower, but it might not want to go lower. This is held up pretty well now. Time home. Yeah, it was good. It was good. Good to see my sister get married. Everything was good. It was tiring, but it was good. ES holding its view up now. ES is holding its view up now. Change these levels over here on this chart. You can see everything. So, I mean, ES is not that far away from returning back into Globex, folks. I'll tell you what, if price action starts returning in and reclaiming Globex, I won't be thinking about shorts. Right, if we reclaim these levels, here, no shorts. It needs to reject either here or in front of there. If we reclaim that, then I expect this to start happening. Okay. Here's your viewer. You should be runner only now. It's a massive, massive trade there from any of these triggers down here. It's a 200 plus point trade. Kind of wish I put more size on. I might try and trade up to 50s here on the book. Make this red. What a squeeze out, man. They are cooked. Absolutely cooked. Here we go. Full on squeeze. Big old squeeze out. Night, night. Mr. Shorts. And once they get blown out and they're exhausted, then we will come back down. All right. Just like the bottom once. Once shorts chase too much at the bottom, we moved up. Once these bulls start to chase at the top and shorts get blown out, then we'll come back down for a return. How long we got left here? Like 25 minutes into lunch. V-shaped recovery, though. It's literally straight up, isn't it? I'm struggling to hold on to much more here. I might just take it off here at 50s. Lock that one in. There we go. These buyers, 40s, anyone below? 40s and 30s. That's not very deep, man. I'm not buying there, that's for sure. So we're protecting around these 50s. I want to see if we do like a big push and fail. This is very steep. I'm definitely not buying pullbacks at this point. I want to see failure. I want to see push, squeeze out failure and a roll back down into here. And I'll consider buying any of these levels if they start to put in sort of W formations, right? So there's a couple trades setting up here. If we do something like this, there's a sort of short back down. And then if we bid off this, there's a long back up or something like that. What I won't do is just buy a pullback into here, which is what they're trying to offer on the book. I won't do that. A bit like here, I don't want to do that. We've just squeezed 200 points. I don't want to buy here. Shallow pullback, no way. So here we go. Starting to see some failure for this pullback move. Under view up here. Are they going to do a deeper flush at this point? Watching ES to see if it absorbs its view up. Starting to see some heavier selling come back in here. I want to see if they flush under 22 or just absorb. At the moment, just looks like they want to absorb it. So absorbing view up so far. SPY and ES didn't even make it there. Just the NQQ is not there either. I wouldn't be buying up here. It's like same reason as this. Like this is like a straight up recovery. So I wouldn't be shorting down here. I don't want to buy up here. Like a buy would be somewhere in here, right? Something like that. even value area high maybe, but it's too risky. I think at some point you see something like this, and then somewhere around here or here, I'd be interested because this is a big sell. Here's a squeeze. We need a return back in. And if we produce a higher low or a sweep and a reclaim, then there's a better higher time frame buy. How many people down here wanted the 800s though? A lot, which is why it didn't work. I feel like I need another coffee, but that'd be number 4 of the day. I don't really want four on the day. Be not a good idea. Okay, back to VWAP. Might start to see some selling coming in here. This is what I was talking about. Watching ES at its VWAP as well. I want to be a little careful, but I think there's a good chance we start to see some stronger selling start to come in soon. This is very extended. We're probably due a pullback a little bit deeper. Just want to make sure SPY or ES doesn't absorb. And we're going to think about, is there a rotation setting up to come and retest? Just don't want it to go straight flush. Starting to see it now. So ES finding a bid right in front of its VWAP at the moment. Watching this carefully. If the next pop starts to fail and get stuck, or if we're just going to go shoot for new highs. No complete change yet, but if we get stuck here at 40s, we start to see heavy sell pressure. This is going against flow zones, but I'd consider a starter with house money. 234 at 300. Yeah, that's for the RBS level. Oh, he's moved that down. That's the lower time frame algo. It's not even. Has he moved that down then? That was higher, right? Am I wrong? Come on, put that. 300. Okay. Thanks, Raf. 300s. Yeah, it's a lower time frame algo. Alex, is this the new pro indicator? Yeah, I only trade with the pro system. So starting to see that level fail we just talked about. No worries, yeah. Yes, holding up very, very well. Flow zones, VWAP, all converging on ES. I still think it needs a deeper pullback, this market now. I think this is exactly what I was talking about. And at some point, it might need one more little squeeze out, one more little trap. All right, so if this doesn't fail here, it might need one more little squeeze out trap encourage breakout buyers, and then offer this move. Don't be guessing the tops. This was a money setup for you today, all right? This was, couldn't have talked about it enough. TP1, TP2, risking that low. I got in a little later once it started reclaiming, but still, it offered very, very good money. And stuck up there. Yeah, struggling at those 400s. Let me have a look at the book on ES. 400s, and there's a reloader at 410. Has he been there all day? No, not really. You saying, Bowden? I'm really kicking myself that I missed all that. These moves are my jam. Yeah, you love trap short sellers, right? That's your play. Don't worry about it though. Do not worry about it. There'll be plenty more. Whether it's today or tomorrow or the next day, they always set up. Don't even stress about it one bit. To these same levels. Watching ES at VWAP. It's tempting. It is tempting, but I failed to make a new high here. I'd like to see us like one little squeeze out now before moving lower, or a snap down lower and a lower high, lower low set up for a move back into New York view up and down here. So any short now, I'm thinking about scalp potential. All right, so it's see money, take money into these kind of levels. Especially got to be careful if this value area high holds. This guy right here. All right, if this guy holds, it's a problem. If we get failure underneath it, we might come back down into sort of this area here and the low volume. If we trade through that, then we get very lucky. We get POC and lower day. But really, if we set up, really, I'd like push, fail, rotation, cover, job done. Just size right down, Bowden, if you're on your PAs. If you're worried, just size right down. Build the confidence. But I mean, it's the same thing. You did it on your evals, you can do it on the PAs. Don't even worry about it. It's exactly the same trade. There we go. Come on, please squeeze out. Just go up to like lower time frame or something. 15 minutes to lunch. See if we can get one little last trade here. If not, all good. All right, here we go. Do we start dying now? ES into VWAP. Want to be careful. Don't want them to build a flag here, but if we're going to start dying, I am interested. I'm expecting a deeper move down somewhere to here if they let go of these value area highs on this current session. So if they can do that, we'll be looking for this leg. Pull back at least 30% would be nice. Even if this wants to drift higher today, like this becomes probable, right? Into here, even if it wants to do this higher, which is why we want a good location for a short and cover some. If it repivots, we get out and we can, if we really want to think about how long we can. And if it doesn't stop there and it goes 50%, 61%, point of control, fantastic. Need VIX to like try and reclaim 1650s and 17s ideally. This is everything I talked about for like the last few hours, really. When we were here, I was talking about this move trapping, coming up to here, and then offering a short back down. And then, you know, that's at that point, I'm probably done for the day. Probably not much else setting up. I definitely don't want to be trading into FOMC minutes. Don't know how they're going to read that because I'm not sure, given how hawkish JP was at the last meeting, I'm not sure how everyone else is talking and feeling. No doubt most of the notes in there are going to be about September and about waiting for the jobs numbers and about waiting for inflation to start to print in the numbers, which would be what they're talking about. They want the tariffs out to start showing whether we're going to have inflationary pressures, and that's why they're waiting. Or that will at least be what I predict that they talk about in those minutes. Okay, come back down to these 200s. Starting to see nice breaks now. I'm just scalping my way through this at the moment. How deep can we go? We can see a 200 buyer down there, 29 lot. So I want to be careful if this builds out a flag. You're seeing your first break here. So buyers currently trapped above this level here. You want to see this stay heavy or rotation down. We are covering into these parts, right? We're seeing money take money on this short at the moment. Nice. Can we get a cover into 200 and then a snap? Would be nice. ES looking good. Want to be careful if ES starts to hold here. It's coming into some RBS levels, but really I want to see ES trade into 385s. I'm already in short for this break. I'm in short for this break. Right, see money, take money. So just waiting for this to build. If you think about how this built, it's probably easier to show it on here on like a 1 minute. All right, buyers stepped in here. Failed to break the high. This is the short. Back down into here, and anything beyond that is lovely, but we're scalp in case they do this, right? Beautiful. Here we go. Fantastic. And looking for New York view up and grey box if we can. I want to be careful. Top of grey box. Let me just measure this out. Make sure it's very accurate. There we go. Make sure you're paying yourself on the way down because this is a bit different to the trade earlier. We're trying to get a pro trend trade back down, but we've built good structure down here. I'm not necessarily convinced we make new lows today. But this was a big squeeze out. We're trying to play a high probability short back in and maybe buy a step back in here at some point. Nice breakdown here. Fantastic. Yes, getting close to that level. 84, 85-ish. Want to be careful there. Lovely. Here's 85s. Cover some there. Just in case ES fires a bid here. This is the exact move we were talking about. This is why you wait to short at better locations. into that low volume node. All right, so I'm expecting if buyers want to step in, they're going to step in somewhere around here. All right, this is a low volume node. This is RBS. All right, somewhere around here. If buyers are going to step in, I would expect them to step in around here. So I'm covering into this. If they don't step in, great. We go all the way back down. That's fantastic. But we're going to lock in some money, assuming they're going to step in, right? Because this is very clearly a lower time frame trend change. They may very well want to hold this and have an attempt back up. If they don't hold it, and this is a pullback leg, and we go all the way down to 800, that's great. But it doesn't have to, right? So we obey what's in front of us. Nice. BUW on the scout, but I was in with you on the short, took it off at VWAP, 3 trades, 3 for 3. JD, I just passed 2 new Tradeify 50K accounts on a single NQ trade, 6K worth of Ws. Lovely work, mate. Good work, team. Yeah, I need to check up. Have they got a sale on? I saw something hit my inbox about a sale. So into this low volume node, which is why we're being a bit precautionary here. Lunch coming as well. So maybe a little bit of a bid up towards 200 and then see if they want to produce a lower high or if they're just going to go straight squeeze all the way back up. And this is the pullback and then we continue higher. So this is why we take money off into here, right? Hopefully that makes sense for you all. Lunchtime in 5 minutes as well, folks. So continuation lower here. Looking good so far. Need to make a new low here for shorts to be comfortable, remember. And this is in the low vol. So far stuck at New York VWAP. So this is looking pretty good at the moment. Lovely. Beautiful. Beautiful. Coming into these 50s, a buy here at 50s. On the book, you can see him above me right now. Lovely. I just see Tyson, IB to VWAP past 3 accounts. That's what I like to see. Just simple setups, folks. Just don't overthink the setups. So battle here now. Seller at 165. We've made most of our money. I've locked most in now on this move down. Still underneath the VWAPs into that low volume node. So no new entries here. You're either holding it or you're not. Two minutes till lunch, folks, and I'm going to get out of here. Nice solid day in the end. Just had to be patient. Had to be patient. And the buyers right now are trapped up here. All right, so if we can't peer and reject that, we can build out liquidity down here, maybe roll. If we reclaim this level, right, then we're going to do one of these to go higher. But right now I'm going to respect this because we cannot get a bid over current day value area high. So anything here which keeps rejecting, looking for rotation, taking money off the table as we come in. Cheese says, thank you. I got $1,200 on that short. What you repeat every day has really helped me. I'm grateful. You're welcome. You're absolutely welcome. Trader Don, in this instance with no structure aside from the lower high, how would you trail your stop after covering partials? Probably just move it down to his break point. I don't know where you got entered, but you need to give this room to come back up. The other option is to, I don't know what size you'll use or what type of account you're trading, but you can trail really, really tight against here. I would imagine they'll pop it before even attempting anything. But if you're in a trailing drawdown account, you know, you don't want to let this come, 70 points back on you. So it all depends on what you're trading. Fresh videos. I'm just watching today, but I got to say I love how you explain everything. I've definitely learned a lot, and we'll watch all your recent videos too. Much love. Hey, you're welcome. Thanks for joining. Shout out to Austin for putting me on the map for lots of people. All right, we're protecting this low volume area. Remember this gray box, if you're wondering what it is the 4-hour transition. All right, so above this, the 4-hour is green. Below this, the 4-hour goes red. That's what we put it in for that reason. So this is a 4-hour low when we think about this 10 o'clock candle. 10 o'clock. All right, so this was the low of the old 10, and the candle closed like here. Okay, so the new 10 went red down here, but is now going green. What does that look like? That actually looks like a wick, like this, and we're trading here at the moment. All right, so actually at the moment it's like a pin bar, something like this. All right, so we're waiting to see if the 4-hour expands up or if it's going to be something more like this eventually. Brisker, happy that I'm back. You're green again today. Hey, I love it. Love to see it. Love to see it. All right, folks, there's lunch. Job done. I think, coulda, woulda, shoulda on the short. Just waiting for that pop-up pre-market. Maybe should have taken a liquidation break here, maybe, but I really wanted to push here to fail, and even a retest of this would have been nice. But we got some of it, and then we got this, and then we got this. So not bad. We take our money. All that matters is that you're making money, right? It's literally all that matters. Everything else is nonsense. Doesn't matter at the end of the day. As long as you're sticking to your strategy and you're making money, doesn't matter what someone else is making, what someone else is trading. It really doesn't matter. Your job is to manage your risk, is to feel comfortable, is to trade your setups, just like I did down here when I kept saying I will not get short down there. It's for good reason. And we got long instead. All right, everyone. Peace and love to you all. I hope you all traded well. Hopefully you've made some good money with me today. First day back. We'll go again tomorrow. Tomorrow we have red folder news. Those of you hanging around, you have FOMC minutes coming. I think it's 2 o'clock. Let me have a look. Is it 2 or 2:30? Let's have a look. Financial juice. What are you saying? 2 o'clock. Yeah, so 2 o'clock. Be careful when those come out. All right, people will be looking to those for some guidance on whether we're going to make a rate cut at the next one. And then what have we got coming tomorrow? What's the date tomorrow? 21st. Sure, there was red folder news tomorrow. Yes. All right. Jobless claims tomorrow. Jackson Hole all day. PMI and existing home sales. All right. So all of those coming. Most of them coming before market open. 9:45 PMI. And and tomorrow night, Japanese CPI. Definitely worth watching that tomorrow night. Might get a move overnight. All right, trade safe, folks. Here you go, starting to see reclaim. So be careful here. If you were in this, if we reclaim this, all right, we reclaim this, it will be a long to try and get back up here. If they keep rejecting this, you're now got your new range set. All right, so if they reject this, you partial, and if you make a low, great. If they reclaim it, we're going squeezy. because this now is possible. All right. Easy money on the day's gone, folks. You made your money. Be happy with what you made. Be grateful for what you made. Come back tomorrow. We do the same thing. Rinse, repeat. Peace and love. Use hard stops. I'll see you soon.